Good evening, everybody. It is Steve with Real Progress in Action. I want to talk to you all about something that happened to me back in 2016. 2016, I had never, ever, ever fought so hard for a candidate in my entire life. I fought for Bernie Sanders day in, day out, from 2015 throughout 2016, all the way through up until the general, even when he was no longer in the race. We had supported Jill Stein because we were trying to get them 5% over there. We were doing anything we could to try and advance the progressive message. But I remember the night that Bernie conceded back in 2016, and it was crushing. I sat there on camera sobbing my eyes out, and many people had a good laugh at my expense, but that's okay. Many of us put everything we had into that race. But it was in that moment where Bernie did what many of us couldn't understand. He tried to live to fight for another day. And many people went their own separate ways and they stopped fighting for this movement. They started getting absorbed into other issues and they lost their focus. They lost their focus. And I remember what it was like to power through doubt, to power through feelings of inadequacy and fear, to power through what it felt like to see the oligarchs and the powers that be once again winning against the people. It was devastating, devastating. But I learned something through this process. Bernie Sanders, from day one, going way back to the beginning, he has been a not me, us candidate from Jump Street. Everything he has done has been about empowering people. He's never sought for you to worship him. He's never sought for you to think of him as your God. He has always thought we, the people, not me, us, needed to rise up and take direct action, to be engaged, to be involved, to own this as our own struggle. Even in this campaign, he had thousands of volunteers record a message, a video message, as to why they supported, what this campaign meant to them. Folks, this is an extremely personal revolution. This is not just a Bernie Sanders revolution. And that is what is so difficult for people to understand, both on the left and the right, and the so-called center, which is really the right. They don't understand that we are fighting for our lives, that we are fighting for more than just a party. We're not here rooting for a sports team, wanting our team to win the Super Bowl. We want to live. We want to survive. So this campaign has always been about much more than Bernie Sanders. For those of us who have really dug into it, you feel everything. You felt the winds. You felt when Buttigieg lost. Buttigieg, whatever the hell the guy's name is, he's no longer around. Mayo Pete is history, right? We felt the sting of the way Iowa went. We knew that they had put their thumb on the scale yet again. And then when New Hampshire suddenly got closer than we thought it should be, we felt the sting, but we celebrated the victory. And then when we watched what happened in Vegas, we all celebrated with all of our hearts. Here was this guy that crushed the entire field. And we thought for sure Super Tuesday was going to be a walk through the park. We thought for sure we were going to run the table. Even Nate Silver, of all people, had given us the blessing that it was going to happen. We knew the polls showed it, everything showed it. But what the establishment did was they had a plan. They consolidated their base. Obama came out of the woodworks trying to put an early dagger in Bernie Sanders. The good news here is that all Bernie Sanders lost on Tuesday was the Confederacy.